What if everything you thought made you you could be stolen overnight? Not your memories, not your name, not your face, but the quiet voice inside your chest, the one that whispers who you are when nobody's watching. What if someone reached in, ripped it out, and replaced it with something you barely recognized? That's where our story begins, with a 13-year-old girl who has no idea that a war is being fought inside her own mind, a war she is losing. And the only one who can save her is the part of her that refuses to give up, even when hope looks completely impossible. This is that story. And it does not go the way you think. Riley Anderson is 13 years old, and for one brief, shining moment, life is working. She's sharp on the ice. Her best friends Bree and Grace are by her side. And deep inside her mind, her 5 emotions, joy, sadness, anger, fear, and disgust, have spent 2 years building something they're proud of. Something they call the sense of self. It's a glowing, luminous construct at the core of Riley's consciousness, threaded together from her best memories, quietly humming a single truth. I am a good person.
I'm a good person.
Joy runs the operation with the precision of someone who has never once considered that things could go wrong.
My penalty almost lost us the game today. What if I get to camp and I screwed up?
She's even built a mechanism, a kind of trapdoor, that shoots Riley's darkest memories to the far back of her mind.
This is for all those memories that belong in the back of the mind. Like this penalty one. It's weighing on her, so let's lighten the load.
Out of sight, out of the sense of self. Erased. Everything is orderly. Everything is safe. And in stories like this, that is always, always the warning sign. Because tomorrow, Riley goes to hockey camp. And tomorrow, everything changes. It happens in the middle of the night. A siren tears through headquarters, sharp, deafening, impossible to ignore. The puberty alarm. Before Joy can even process what's happening, a crew of mine workers floods in and begins dismantling everything. The console, the systems. The careful architecture Joy spent years perfecting was ripped apart in minutes and rebuilt into something unrecognizable. Every input sends Riley into wild, unpredictable overreaction. Another tap. She's cringing so hard she wants to disappear into the floor.
Gosh, Mom, just go away!
And then they arrive. New emotions, uninvited, unannounced moving through headquarters like they already own it. There's envy, small, restless, always clocking what everyone else has. Ennui, draped over the furniture with the energy of someone who finds the concept of caring deeply exhausting. Embarrassment, enormous, gentle, and so mortified by his own existence that he can barely meet anyone's eyes. And leading them all, anxiety, wired, orange, eyes darting in every direction at once, already 3 steps ahead of every disaster that hasn't happened yet. She doesn't introduce herself so much as she occupies the room. And when she looks at Riley's situation, she doesn't see a girl on the edge of something exciting. She sees a girl on the edge of something dangerous. Joy doesn't know it yet, but she is no longer in control. Riley arrives with Bree and Grace, and Joy's plan is simple. Keep things light, keep things fun, let Riley be herself, and let the rest follow naturally. It's the same plan that's always worked. It's the plan Joy believes in with her whole being. But anxiety has already seen the flaw Joy refuses to acknowledge.
Wait, why did you do that?
Sorry, what did I do?
We just left our best friends behind.
But what about the new ones that we're about to meet? My job is to protect her from the scary stuff she can't see. I plan for the future.
Bree and Grace are going to a different high school. The girls Riley is trying to impress, the Firehawks, older, faster, and utterly indifferent to her, don't know her name yet. And when Joy's carefree approach leads Riley to accidentally land the entire camp in trouble with the strict and unforgiving Coach Roberts, anxiety makes her move. She doesn't ask permission. She doesn't debate. She acts. Because in anxiety's mind, there is no time for debate. The future is already arriving, and Riley is not ready for it. What happens next is not a disagreement between emotions. It is a takeover. Anxiety reaches for the sense of self, that glowing, irreplaceable core of who Riley is, and launches it into the deep, unreachable back of Riley's mind. Then she rounds up joy, sadness, anger, fear, and disgust, seals them in bottles, and locks them in a vault. Just like that, the original 5 are gone. Headquarters belongs to Anxiety now, and she gets to work immediately. Under her direction, Riley begins to pull away from Bree and Grace, the old friends, the safe ones, the ones who knew her before. Instead, she starts orbiting Valentina Ortiz, the Firehawk star player, confident and magnetic, and everything Anxiety believes Riley must become to survive high school.
If I'm good at hockey, I'll have friends.
Riley mirrors Val's posture, her language, her attitude. Layer by layer, Anxiety constructs a brand new sense of self around one core belief. Riley is not enough as she is. She must change. It's not cruelty. That's what makes it so terrifying. Anxiety genuinely believes she is protecting Riley. She has seen the future, run the calculations, and determined that the girl Riley is right now will not make it through what's coming.
This is great. The Firehawks have accepted us, but if Coach doesn't put us on the team, none of that matters.
But the self she is building in Riley's place isn't Riley at all. It's armor. And armor is cold and heavy, and it doesn't smile the way Riley used to. Joy breaks out of the vault. Of course she does. She begins the long, desperate journey back through the terrain of Riley's unconscious mind, through a world that feels like the inside of a dream that has curdled into something else.
Sadness, you have to stop her. Just don't get caught. Over.
Back at headquarters, Sadness, discovered hiding by Embarrassment, who makes the quiet, brave choice to shield her, keeps the radio line open to Joy. But Anxiety destroys the recall tube. Joy is cut off, stranded, with no way back and no way to help, and for the first time in her entire existence, Joy breaks down. And then she stops. There, piled high like a monument to everything she tried to erase, is a mountain of bad memories. Every stumble, every failure, every moment of embarrassment or grief or quiet shame that Joy had been launching into the abyss for years, quietly accumulating in the one place she never looked. Joy stares at it, and something shifts in her. She had believed she was protecting Riley by keeping those memories away. But standing here now, looking at the sheer size of what she buried, she begins to wonder if she was actually protecting Riley at all, or just protecting the version of Riley she wanted to see. She doesn't stay down. With nothing left to lose and no elegant solution available, the original emotions make the most reckless decision available to them. They blow up the cliff. The entire mountain of bad memories, every dark and painful thing Joy spent years trying to bury, comes crashing down in a catastrophic flood, tearing through the belief pool, carrying Joy and the others on a furious wave back toward headquarters. It is messy. It is terrifying. It is the only move left. But on the ice, the damage is already done. Anxiety's new sense of self, the one she built so carefully, so desperately, has not made Riley stronger.
I'm not good enough.
It has made her afraid of herself.
I'm not good enough.
The quiet voice at Riley's core no longer says I am a good person. It says I am not enough. And it shows. Riley's game falls apart in real time. She skates hesitantly. She makes mistakes she doesn't usually make. And in one terrible public moment, she crashes into Grace. The friend she had been pulling away from, the one who never deserved any of it. Riley gets sent to the penalty box, alone, exposed, watched by everyone. Anxiety sees what she has done. She hammers the console, trying to fix it, trying to undo it, and instead she spins herself into a panic, flooding Riley's mind until there is nothing left but white noise and a body that can't breathe. A full panic attack. Joy arrives back at headquarters expecting a fight. What she finds instead is Anxiety, frozen at the console, paralyzed by the very thing she was designed to prevent, the panic she caused. Joy doesn't rage. She doesn't reclaim the controls by force. She reaches out a hand, and she tells Anxiety the one thing that cuts through everything. Riley doesn't have to become someone else to have a good future. Anxiety steps back, and Joy moves to restore the original sense of self, but the panic attack doesn't stop. The room is still spinning. Riley is still frozen in the penalty box, chest tight, world narrowing. And then Anxiety says something that stops Joy cold.
I'm sorry. I was just trying to protect her, but you're right.
We don't get to choose who Riley is.
Joy has spent years deciding which memories Riley was allowed to keep, which parts of herself were worth holding on to. She had curated Riley's identity, and in doing so, had been just as controlling as anxiety, just quieter about it. So Joy does something she has never done before. She lets go. She clears the sense of self entirely, and waits. And what rises in its place is something new, something that has never existed before. A sense of self woven from all of Riley's memories. The joyful ones and the painful ones, the proud ones and the humiliating ones. The girl who scored the winning goal and the girl who crashed into her friend and sat alone in a penalty box wondering if she'd ruined everything. All of it, all at once, all Riley. The panic fades. Riley takes a breath. Riley looks up from the penalty box. Across the ice, Grace is watching her.
Riley, you okay?
And something passes between them, wordless, aching, and real. An apology that doesn't need to be spoken. A friendship that has been bruised, but not broken. Riley skates back out, not flawlessly, not like the version of herself anxiety tried to engineer, but honestly, present, herself. She finishes the match. In the days that follow, the world inside Riley's mind looks different. All 9 emotions share the console now, the originals and the newcomers. They don't always agree. There is still friction, still negotiation, still the occasional battle for the controls. But they work together. They have to. Because Riley is more complex than any single emotion can manage alone. She builds a real friendship with Val. Not the desperate, performance-driven imitation of closeness that anxiety forced, but something genuine. And she holds on to Bree and Grace, not because it's comfortable or easy, but because they are worth holding on to. She is not the same girl who arrived at hockey camp. She is something more complicated and more complete. One evening, Riley stands alone, waiting for the message that will tell her whether she made the Firehawks. Phone in hand. She glances up and catches her own reflection in the mirror. And for just a moment, she really looks at herself. Not the version anxiety built. Not the polished, curated self Joy tried to preserve. Just Riley. 13 years old, uncertain and hopeful, and complicated, and real. She smiles. Not because everything turned out perfectly. Not because the anxiety is gone. It isn't, and it won't ever be entirely. Not because she has figured herself out, but because she is, for the first time in a while, standing in her own skin without flinching away from it. That is the quiet, radical truth this story is built on. You are not just your best days. You are the full collection. The cringe and the grief, the joy and the panic, the moments you'd rather forget and the ones you carry like gold. All of it counts. All of it is you. And the war inside your head? It doesn't end. But eventually, if you're lucky, all the parts of you learn to fight for you instead of against each other. If this one hit you somewhere real, you already know why it made over $1 billion and moved grown adults to quiet tears in packed theaters. Because it was never really about a cartoon girl at a hockey tryout. It was about the last time you felt like you were losing yourself, and somehow made it back. Subscribe if you want more full story breakdowns like this, and drop a comment which emotion runs your headquarters. I'll see you in the next one.